So we are discussing traditional uh, models, SDLC models, and this one is the incremental model. The incremental model is a software development approach that builds the system in small, manageable segments or increments. Each increment represents a functional piece of the software, allowing for gradual enhancement of the product through multiple iterations. So we got a big requirement where we have, for example, multiple features to be included in a digital platform. What we will do, we will first prioritize those requirements, and maybe we will have like this whole project will go in 3 phases. Phase 1 will have the most prioritized item, phase 2 will have the lesser one, phase 3 will have the least priority items, and then this go live, the deployment will happen in incremental fashion. Means first will go the highest priority items will go in the first release and so on, right? So that is called incremental model. And each increment, each release will be a full functional capability. It's not like that we are delivering something and it's not functioning properly. So it will be a fully functional module which we are delivering. Let's see the key features of incremental model. So first one is for sure, because we are seeing incremental model, so we will have phased development, phased delivery. The software is developed and delivered in increments, iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, and so on, with each increment adding new features or improvements based on user feedback. Early delivery: initial increments can be delivered to users early, providing value and allowing for real-world testing and feedback. Flexibility: the model allows for changes and adjustments based on user feedback and evolving requirements, making it adaptable to changing needs. Let's see an example. See, so for example, we have received one website which has both static pages and dynamic pages, right? We started development of this website, and as per incremental model, what we had been aligned with the business, that first we will release the static pages, and once in the second phase we will deliver the dynamic pages, dynamic functionality. For example, registration is there, login feature is there, any dynamic feature is there where we are integrating with downstream systems, etc., right? So static website, to make a static website, it is easy to develop because all we are playing with the text, images, etc., correct? Now since we are delivering this static website in phase 1 as soon as early as possible, we will have good impression, we will in front of client, in front of customer, because it will add value to the client, and also that in the next phase client is going to receive the second dynamic functionalities, right? And both these phases, iteration 1 and iteration 2, in which we are delivering static website and then the dynamic functionalities, they both are separate, they both are individual and working modules. Those are not dependent on each other, that unless the dynamic functionalities are complete, we cannot access the static pages. Now let's see the phases of the incremental model. And since we have already discussed the SDLC, these phases will come again and again, because all these models have modified these phases only, right, in a way or other. So first one is requirement gathering. We'll get the initial requirements, collect them, prioritize them, because now we are talking about the phased delivery. So we need to collect not only the functional requirements, but also to understand which functionalities are having more priority than others, so that those can be planned in first iteration, and so on. Not all requirements need to be defined at once. Only those for the first increment are necessary, because anyway eventually we are going to get feedback also from the client after first iteration, and those can be combined with the second iteration or third iteration. Design and development: the system is designed and developed incrementally. each increment includes a specific set of functionalities, right? Testing phase, each increment is tested for functionality, usability and performance, ensuring that new features integrate seamlessly with existing ones. Deployment, the increment is delivered to users for feedback and the product can be further refined based on their input. And repeat, this process will repeat. The process is repeated for subsequent increments with ongoing requirements gathering, design, development, testing, any user feedback, whether it's an enhancement, bug fix, etc. Right? So these whole phases will repeat. Again, requirement gathering, design, development, testing, deployment, again repeat. So it's like that. That's why it's called iterative deployment, iterative model. So let's see the advantage of this incremental model. Early realization of value. Users can interact with early versions of the software, providing feedback that can be incorporated into future increments. Reduced risk. Issues can be identified and addressed in early increments, reducing the risk of major failure later in development. So something that we have built the whole product at once, and now it is now the client see this and they go, oh no, this is not we are even looking for. So the whole time, investment, money, etc., right, everything is just went in vain, right? So it is reducing risk because first we are because it's incremental delivery, so first we are phasing out the major requirements and then we are delivering it, getting the feedback. So again the risk is reduced. Flexibility, the model allows for adjustments to requirements and design as the project progresses, accommodating changing business needs. So it's flexible in nature, of course. Improved quality, continuous testing and feedback lead to higher quality software as defects can be identified and fixed incrementally. Okay, let's see the disadvantages of the incremental model. Of course, it is better than the previous ones, but let's see what are the disadvantages. It requires good planning, and to be true this point, any project, whether we are using any of the model, SDLC model, it always requires good planning. Effective management and planning are essential to ensure each increment aligns with the overall project goal. Integration challenges, as more increments are added, integrating them into a cohesive whole can become complex, and I'm going to discuss about what is this cohesive coupling, etc., and how can we cope up with all these while we will do this architectural design. We have so many architecture styles and design patterns. We'll see which one we should use so that at least we can remove this type of challenges. One of them is integration challenge. Potential for scope creep. Flexibility in requirements may lead to additional features being requested, potentially impacting timelines and budgets. So let's conclude the incremental model. The incremental model is particularly effective for projects where requirements are expected to evolve. So that is actually the case for 99% of projects. The requirements are always evolving, or where user feedback is crucial. So that is also like for almost all projects. So it means this incremental model is applicable for almost 99% of projects. By allowing for gradual development and continuous improvement, this model helps ensure that the final product is well aligned with user needs and expectations. So overall, this model is better than the previous two ones, which is the waterfall model and the V model, because it gives more flexibility. Of course, V model is one of the model which is crucial for few of the applications that I discussed earlier. For example, aviation industry, healthcare industry, etc. Right? But all these models have significance for particular use case, for particular business requirement, and then we decide which model is best for this use case.